Hello, and welcome to Strange Talk with Doc. I am your host, Doc. I want to play a little word game with you today. Hopefully, it'll help you gain some faith, some strength, some fortitude, because we live in a time and we live in a day, and the world tells us that we should quit any time that we fail. But we're going to reevaluate failure. I'm not here to preach to you, I'm not here to teach you anything per se. I'm just trying to give you a bug in your ear and maybe think about some things as we go through these words. But I want to make this very clear. This will help anybody who's willing to be helped. I don't care if you're a podcaster, you're a golfer, you're a small business owner, you're a student, you're somebody who's just trying to do a project, and you are falling into a gap where you're saying, things are just not working out the way they're supposed to. So let's go through these things. So let's do this real brief. It's not going to take very long. I'm going to get at it. And I appreciate you being here. Once again, like I said, this is Strange Talk with Doc, and I am your host, Doc. I'm doing this solo. I'm not taking any phone calls or anything. So let's go with the first thing on the list is faith. You have to have faith that you can do whatever it is that you plan to do. Now, we'll go through the steps of what makes faith become a reality a little bit later. You cannot rely on hope alone. Hope is just a wish and a dream. It has to have some work put behind it. And that's just the bottom line. You cannot fear not only failure, you cannot fear trying. You will be regretful if you live in a world, and I'm saying inside your world, inside your bubble, where you don't even have the fear of never trying to make a step or try something brand new. I know we live in a time of uncertainty. We have this pandemic going on. We have civil unrest. There's massive unemployment. Opportunities are not as they were. At least for a while, they're not as they were. So you have to take every opportunity to believe in yourself, believe in what you know, the things that you are willing to learn, and the work that you're willing to put in to make it come to pass. And I can't stress that enough. You must believe. You must keep going even when things are not going your way. There are going to be dog days. That's a promise. Rain comes, but the sun also shines another day. And you have to keep that in your heart. And remember why you stumbled. Remember your failures. Remember your roadblocks. Remember the things that stood in your way, even if those things are you. You must never give up. Don't give up. Don't even entertain the thought of giving up. Keep your mind strong. So what it is not going in your direction today. That is today. Tomorrow is another day. You know what? Because it's your dreams. You must remember it's your dreams. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's to shoot 67 on a golf course. I don't know if it's to build that deck in your backyard, to teach yourself a new language, to have your podcast be heard by thousands, to build a website, to go back to school. You must chase your dreams. It's your dream. Don't let anybody defer you from your dreams. And the number one person not to defer you from your dreams should not be you. Like I said, it's your vision. So have a plan for your vision. We got this election coming in 2020, 11/3/2020. And I want you to keep that in mind, even though I'm talking about something else. I think it's important to always bring up that the election is coming. So sometimes with the way that the world is going, with what's going on in 1600, with the Congress and the Senate, you are feeling like you're on your own, that you lack support. But you must be your biggest supporter, always. You cannot rely on your family to help you out in making your dreams come true, because their dreams and your dreams might not actually line up. They might have a different dream for you than you have for yourself. So what, you want to cook and they wanted you to be a lawyer. They wanted you to be a doctor, but you decided that you wanted to be a painter. Who's right and who's wrong is not the question, because it's you who have to live this life out. And I have been doing a podcast now for 3 years. I have got almost zero family or friend support. Matter of fact, I've probably been mocked and I've probably been ridiculed. Who the hell do you think you are, Doc, to be a know it all, to be doing a podcast? But I don't let that bother me because I don't even hear that noise. Okay, I do not hear that noise. Now, if you have a supportive family that will help you to get where you have to go, then you are blessed and appreciate your blessings because it's a beautiful thing. But everybody's not going to have that. And everybody who's been successful did not have family backing, they did not have backing of their friends. So that is not a prerequisite of making it or succeeding. So don't feel because they mock you or they make fun of you that that is something as a roadblock or a stepping stone. It is not. Just keep moving. Don't be so caught up in your feelings about things. Don't let your emotions judge how you're going to stay the course. You have to stay the course regardless. If it is your goal, it's your plan, then go for it. Do not allow yourself to get caught up in just strictly feelings because feelings sometimes puts other things to the side that need to be in the forefront. Sometimes our feelings don't align with reality. So keep that in mind, please. Okay, so we keep moving on because, like I said, we're dealing with reality, and reality sometimes with reality, feelings, and emotions they don't line up. So don't let the three get confused. Put each one in a proper category. This is a feeling, this is an emotion, and this is truly reality. Because you can feel like a rich man, you can have the emotions of a happy person, but if you're dying from cancer and you're dead broke, you're not dealing with reality. Okay? We talked about fear. Fear makes you feel alone, fear makes you feel loneliness, and they all have to be put in their proper perspective. You can be dead alone in a project, in a goal, and never feel lonely. That project, that goal could be the thing that is giving you companionship. Let whatever your heart is chasing be also as though it's a living thing, as though it's a friend, a living, breathing, soul filled thing. If you chase your dreams like that, I bet you things will come easier to you. Hello, this is Doc from Strange Talk with Doc Podcast. And if you have never heard of Anchor, I want to tell you about it. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First off the bat, it is free, people. The creative tools there allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. They also have a great support staff. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and any other apps that play podcasts. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place, and you don't even have to know much about it. So, what are you waiting for? Go to Anchor app and download it, or to anchor.fm online, and you can thank me later. So, we're going to have regret, but we don't live in regret. Regret is a learning place. Regret is sometimes we didn't plan out everything that we should have. And in hindsight, you go back and you say, I wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda. But don't live there. Don't live there. Look back, but don't look back and regret. Take it as a learning experience. Don't beat yourself. Don't punish yourself with regrets of things that you should or should not have done. Just learn from them because that's going to cause disappointment. And when you get this disappointment, you're going to start feeling hopelessness. And when you feel hopeless, that's when you get really close to quitting, really close to giving up, really close to throwing in the towel. And we don't want that. We want you to stay strong, to be strong. Even though you are staying strong, you can acknowledge your weakness. Weakness is not something to be frowned on. We're humans. We're frail to a certain degree. There are things about us that we all have weaknesses, and if we look at our weaknesses, That's how we can build them up and they can become strongholds. So you cannot sit there with regret, disappointment, and hopelessness and just stay weak. You take your weakness and you build it up. It's just like going to the gym. Your mind should be in a gym at all times. You should be working that bad boy out. You should be working on that project. You should be studying that project because it's okay not to know today. It's okay not to know. Most people do not start off podcasts and things of that nature with thousands of members. Most people start off and they're lucky to have 10 people listen in the beginning, and then before you know it, 150 people, 200, hopefully 3,000, 5,000, whatever. I want you to become Joe Rogan. I want you to become Howard Stern. I want you to become Shalimar. I want you to be huge. Because these things that I'm saying to you, I'm also saying to myself. I do not put myself in a position where I am talking to you as though I'm talking to somebody beneath me. No, I'm talking to you because I'm also using this as a bounce back to myself. I'm talking to the man in the mirror here. Okay? Because we're gonna feel some hurt. We're gonna feel some disappointment because some people that you thought would be with you are not with you. Some of those people that you said, okay, that's my buddy, and they're gonna ride. I need somebody to call in on this subject, and I need somebody to bounce some stuff off, and they're never there. They're always busy because if they wanted to do it, they would find time. So forgive them for not having time because your gangster ain't their gangster. Just not. They might love you still the same, but this is not something that they're interested in. So don't hold that against anybody. Do not hold that against your friends. Do not hold that against your family. I think it's very important. You know, we live in today, tomorrow, and yesterday. And yesterday, you should have learned something to make yourself better today for tomorrow. And it's real simple. Then you have to figure out what really matters, what motivated you to do whatever it is you're doing now. Why are you doing what you need to? Why are you doing what you're doing? I don't care if you have to grab a pen and paper. How much are you willing to sacrifice to do what you're doing? If you're not willing to put any sacrifice into what you're doing, then why bother? I mean, even a hobby, be the best at what you do at all times. Don't give it anything less than your best. You have to be honest with yourself. Am I any good? Am I any good at what I do? And do I expect success if I'm a basketball player and I can't shoot a free throw, I can't rebound, I can't dribble, and I can't play defense? So you must be honest. And I just use basketball as an analogy because it can go to so many different other things. If you can't cook, how are you going to be a great chef? So be honest with yourself. You don't need anybody else to be brutally honest with you if you're honest with yourself. And then you have to plan. You have to prepare. You have to perform. And to do those, you must study. You must study daily. This is a grind. Podcasts are grind. For those who are lucky enough to have a staff of people to put everything together. For those who are lucky enough to have a caddy to tell them distance and club and position, God bless you. Most of us are not going to have caddies in life. Most of us are going to have to plan. We're going to have to prepare. We're going to have to study. And then we're going to need to perform. Okay? Don't let nobody outwork you. Don't let anybody outwork you. When you feel lazy, that's when you work even harder. The day that you say, I ain't got it, is the day you got it the most. You just need to dig in there and bring it out. Never give yourself an excuse not to work hard. One thing I do is I go daily and I research and I study and I go through my mind what I'm going to say. I don't want to ever sound scripted. I always want things to flow off my tongue the best possible way that they can. I want it to be organic. But in order to be organic, I also have to be planted in some kind of soil. And the soil that I plant myself is to prepare, plan, perform, study, and don't let nobody outwork Doc at any time. Remain faithful, remain truthful, remain honest, plan some goals when you start. What is your goal? Is it to be rich and famous, or are you doing it for fun and it doesn't matter? And figure out which lane you fit in. And when you can do that, you can enjoy what you do. If you want to make money, there are places to go that you could put your podcast, or you could try to go to Q school and become a great golfer, a painter, a rapper. Chase those things, because if you did the study, you know where to go. You know where to apply your trade. You know who's looking for what you offer. That says leads you to, what do you want? What do you want out of it? Do you just want to be heard? Do you just want somebody to listen? Do you think that you can help other people? Do you think that you can entertain other people? So just figure out, what is it you want. Is it fun? Is it money? Is it success? Is it notoriety? Those are things that you need to figure out, because that'll let you know what you need, and what you need to feel about what you do. You know, put in that work, man. Put in that work. I said it before. Put in that work. Do your studies. Don't give false information. Make sure when you say something, that you're taking it from more than one or two, maybe four credible sources before you pass that information. Because now you're in a position where people are listening to you, and some people, because they're not doing the footwork, they're going to be trusting the words that come out of your mouth. So make those words as honest and truthful as possible. We see the world we live in. You have a responsibility. You become a part of what I would say journalism, if you will. You become a part of the comedy world, if you will. You become a part of the entertainment world. And so don't give false information, because years later, maybe your grandchildren, your great grandchildren will listen back to the show. You don't want them saying, Pop, or me mom was a real idiot. They said a lot of stupid shit. You know what I mean? So in closing, I'm just going to tell you, never quit. And if you get close to quitting because you're bumping into roadblocks here, there, and everywhere, refocus, retool, restructure. Make sure that you do some things that need to be done. These are quite simple. Get yourself a website. Get yourself a steady time that you're going to be doing your show. Get yourself reliable co-hosts if you're going to do it. If you're going to do it solo, then make that your plan. But don't have people searching for you. Be accessible. Have your Instagram, your Facebook if you want it. Like I said, a website. There are free, good websites out there. It just takes some work to build them up. Do these things, and I guarantee you, you'll go from nobody, like I said, 3, 4 people that know you, to hundreds of people, thousands of people who do not know you. They'll be reaching out to you. They'll be actually looking forward to listening to you each and every week. And I'm going to tell you, like I tell you each and every time, people, peace to you and peace to yours. And Strange Talk with Doc will be back on Monday, September, let's check the date. I will be back Monday, September 14th, to do a special weekend review of sports. I decided to actually get busier than I was, so I'm going to start adding shows. I'm going to start adding more broadcasts. I usually go on Sundays, but I'm now going to start going on a Saturday, and I'm also going to start going on Monday for a weekend sports wrap-up since the NFL is back. And once again, people, peace to you and peace to yours.